So, what's your name?
Chase Evans Clancy.
How many hours a day do you think you use the internet?
Depends on the day. Is it an Irish day or an American day?
Either.
American day, probably 2 to 3. Irish day, maybe like an hour or half an hour a week, except for this week.
If you could only have one gadget, what would it be?
My camera.
Can you remember the first computer you used?
Yes, I can. It was one that, well, the first computer we had, my mom got from her work in probably like 94 or 95, and it was so fast when we first got it, and then like, I don't know, a year later it hardly even worked, but we held on to it for years and years and years. It didn't work.
Can you remember any embarrassing moments with technology in church?
Technology in church. Yeah. My dad was in charge of the sound and the lights, and I used to sit on his lap as a little kid, and I accidentally hit the blackout button for the lights during one of our pastor's sermons, or our priest, because it was an Episcopalian church. But yeah, and immediately all the heads turned back and looked at my dad. Luckily, not me.